Morning, ladies and gentlemen. Our new first years. I just want to introduce myself. My name is Professor Tony Booth, and I'm the Dean of the Science Faculty. Unfortunately, we can't get together in person, but we're going to do it virtually over Zoom. So I'm going to give you an introductory talk about the faculty. I'm going to talk to you about the degrees that we offer, some of the subjects that we offer, so that we can get you towards the end of the week designing a curriculum for yourself so you can continue your studies. Now with that, I'm going to turn over onto a slideshow. And I'd really like, and I'm going to start with a photograph of a science graduation. And with that, and with this science graduation, you can see that's me in the front. We have the Deputy Vice Chancellor at the lectern. We have the Chancellor, retired Judge Lex Mpati. We have the staff and the academics that are operating inside the faculty. We have about to become doctors, our doctoral students. And then we have the BScs going right back into the BSc Honours. The science faculty is one of 6 faculties at Rhodes. A faculty would be sort of like a school, I suppose, with a headmaster each. So I'd be sort of like the headmaster. In the science faculty, we have a variety of different departments which are natural science based. So we have all these cognitive disciplines that are very similar. An example, a different faculty would be the Faculty of Humanities. They would be doing most of your arts and social science subjects. We have a Faculty of Commerce that will be the commercial subjects like accounting, information systems, management, economics. And then at the bottom here, we have law, education, and pharmacy. And these 3 different department faculties operate slightly differently to the other 3 in that they have very structured curriculum. They are professional courses and offer professional degrees. But I put us right at the top. It's red, it's science, and I think we're the best. So in this talk, I'm going to give you some background about this faculty. I'm going to give you some information about the degrees that we are offering, about our departments and the courses that each department teaches. I'm going to show you what a basic curriculum structure is about. Then we'll start preparing you for an online curriculum, which we're going to have on Friday, and give you an understanding of the important rules that will control much of what you do within the university, and a little bit of information on how we're going to assess. And lastly, if you fail or pass, what happens? So let's start off. So the management structure is at the bottom, we have the departments. They then feed into the faculty board, and then the faculty board and the departments are overseen by the deanery. So it's myself, Tony Booth, and I have 2 deputies, Professor Joe Damas and Mrs. Joyce Siri. And then if you pop into my office, you'll see Mrs. Sandra Klaas. She's your faculty administrative officer. And we will be doing most of the faculty work. So what's it going to be like being a new student? I can tell you now, it's going to be years of self-discovery. You are going to get educated. Your degree will take you 3 to 4 years as your first degree. And I would like you to start thinking now about planning for the future, with you planning to become get a Master of Science, maybe even a doctorate. It's going to be fun. It's going to be lots of fun, but it's going to be hard work as well, and full of new experiences. And so hopefully when you come, when you leave the university, you'll be a changed person. And not only will you be more independent, or that you're better educated, or that you're more informed about the world around you, you'll also be a little bit more mature. And hopefully, as Rhodes talks about, our motto is we leaders learn, you will be a better leader. You're also going to be in a unique environment where you're going to be a lot more aware and sensitive to issues of diversity. Languages, cultures, races, different thoughts, different religions. That's what university is. We are a melting pot of ideas. So for preparation for curriculum approval will be today's introductory lecture. It will roughly be about 45 minutes. We will then have some discussions that we normally are based in the Barrett Lecture Theatre, but we're going to be keeping these virtual. I'm going to give you a second talk that's also pre-recorded on Wednesday. This is going to be me showing you what kind of type of curriculum you can develop for your interests, such that you can be prepared for curriculum approval, which we're going to start on Friday morning. All going to be online, and you are going to be able to log in, go onto the Rhodes online system called ROS, and you're going to be able to put your subject choices in. Okay, so we have 2 undergraduate degrees that we offer at Rhodes. First is a Bachelor of Science. I'm a proud Rhodes Bachelor of Science student. It's a first basic degree and sets the platform for further study, but there are different routes to getting a BSc. So either you start with a full academic load from day one. In the past, this was the only route. It was a sink or swim type environment. But now we have allowed a more flexible approach. We call this a 4-year plan, where you have a reduced academic load, and depending on how you do, that you can complete your degree in 3 years or 4 years, depending on how things go. We also have our extended studies course, where you are registered as a Bachelor of Science Foundation. We have 40 to 50 students in this sort of, it looks like a different degree, but it's not, where you start with an extended courses and you do your degree over 4 years. The other degree that we have is one which is 50-50 commerce science, and it's a specialized degree for computer specialists that are operating in commerce and in a commercial environment. We normally have about 30 Bachelor of Science information students. So of our BSc students, we're roughly about 300 first years, and you have about 20 information science students. Well, here are whole different names of departments which offer different courses which you probably have never heard of. We have botany, that's a study of plants. If you did life sciences, you did a little bit of botany, and you did a little bit of zoology, so it's a study of animals. But also, we have the study of insects, entomology. We have the study of fishes, which is ichthyology. We have geology, which is the study of the earth and rocks. We have environmental science, where you're on the cusp of understanding people and the environment and solving human-related problems. Physics, chemistry, computer science, these are what you would have done at school. And then we have another subject called human kinetics and ergonomics, which looks at human beings. It looks about how they move, how they work, and with ergonomics would be placing human beings in the workplace and trying to design system structures to work more effectively, to protect one's back, to improve posture, to make one be able to not get so tired at the workplace. So chairs and beds are all designed by ergonomists. They kind of link together. I've put them at the top. We have the mathematical sciences, so that you have, that's maths, stats, some economics. We have computational physical sciences. We have the earth and environmental sciences, the human sciences of human kinetics, ergonomics, and psychology, some of the biological sciences, and some of the chemical sciences. And they all kind of overlap. So you can see that you can start linking different kind of subjects together to create different types of degrees. There'll still be a BSc, but they'll have different subjects in them, which allows you to then tailor-make a degree for yourself in your interests for the career that you're wanting to go into. A little bit about how many credits do you need? Well, in South Africa, you need to have 360 NQF credits. These are based on what is known as the National Qualifications Framework. So a bachelor's degree is 360, an honours degree would be 120, a master's degree is 180, and a PhD degree, which is a doctorate, is another 360. Each of these credits is worth 10 hours of study, so you're looking at 3,600 hours of study. So if you break it down, you're looking at working for 40 hours a week. That's 8 to 5 minimum for 30 academic weeks. And I can tell you from experience, if you don't work for 40 hours, you will probably fail. Okay. So we do have a handbook, which I'll be handing out to you. This is on one of the pages of the handbook, which is on page 12, where it's going to break down all the different subjects. It's going to tell you what NQF level they are, what credits are available for the course, and information on what happens if you fail, but not too badly. You get a supplementary exam, or can you glue two halves? So it's the first semester and the second semester, you glue them together and we can aggregate them. So if you get 55% for one half and 45% for the other half, they average at 50%, and that's aggregation. As you can see, for biochemistry and microbiology, you need a minimum of at least 40. For botany, you need a minimum of at least 45. And so if you can read these different mnemonics, so biochemistry 201 has a BCH 201. So we have a look at the top line. That means it's at the second year level, and the last digit would be what semester it's in. So it's 201 would be offered in the first semester. 202 will be offered in the second semester. If you aggregate them together, we call it biochemistry 2. We're going to add them up. So by the time you get to your third year, you'll notice that the third year is they're worth 30 NQF level credits each. So you're going to end up with 2 subjects at the end, each broken up into 2 semesters. So to be 4 semester credits at 30 each. And so 4 30s will give you 120. So we're looking at 120 NQF level credits per academic year. Here we have a list of subjects, and the nice thing about this being a recorded talk is that you can pause now. And when you can pause, you can have a really good look. It will tell you what is a first year course that is required for a subject, what is the second year course that then leads on to a third year course, and then what else do you have to do extra for that course. So if any of you are interested in taking something like microbiology and biochemistry, for example, so biochemistry requires that you start with a year of chemistry. Biochemistry is biological chemistry. It's what happens in cells. Then you carry on to second year and third year, and then there are no other co-requisites. Microbiology, however, needs a little bit more. It needs chemistry 1 and cell biology 101. Then you move on to microbiology 2, microbiology 3, and none. All the different life sciences, botany, zoology, ichthyology, entomology require that you start a year of zoology or botany, and then you catch up the extra zoo or botany and chemistry. So here we go. Let's have a look at botany. Botany says you must start with cell 101 and botany 102. If you wanted to study fish, ichthyology, you have cell biology and zoo. But before you finish your degree, you're going to have to get chemistry 1 and botany 102. Or if you're doing botany, you need chemistry 1 and zoo 102. And so these are what we call co-requisites, something that needs to be taken. With your degree, it will give you, normally got to do something to do with chemistry or something to do with mathematics or statistics. Okay, then we have a timetable. We have a lot of subjects. We have only 6 lecture slots. And so what we do is we break them down into group 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 subjects. And a group 1 subject means on Monday, the first lecture is on the first period. And then what happens is that your lecture then becomes on a Tuesday in the second period, on Wednesday on the third period, on Thursday on the fourth period, and Friday on the fifth period. All these lecture slots on the horizontal, all these courses in each of those blocks happen simultaneously. So you cannot take more than one of those courses. So for example, if you really wanted to do, if you're doing biochemistry in your second year, you may not then take computer science 101. It will clash. The pracs will clash. It will all clash. So what you want to do is you're going to be finding this year, you're going to be finding the subjects for your curriculum, and you must choose them from different groups such that they don't clash and they make sense. And that will be page 20 on your timetable. So the courses of different lengths, they have different structures. If you look at the top right-hand side, we have single standalone courses. You notice it's called Mathematics MAT 1S1. It means it's the first semester for science students, and it's a first year level course. Physics 1E2 is physics in the first for first years. E means it's for electronics. 2 means the second semester. So anything with a letter in the middle means it cannot continue. Computer Science 112 is first year course in the second semester, but because it's got a 1 in it, means you can carry on. Okay, then we have Maths and Applied Mathematics. This is the core mathematics that you'll need to be a mathematician, or you wanted to be a physicist. So MAM 1 is made of 2 halves. Chemistry 1 is made of 2 halves. Again, because you'll see there's a 0 in the middle. It's not a letter. It means you can continue to other academic years. So there we go. We have these single standalone courses that you're going to start populating. So this is going to what your curriculum might look like if you're going to major in chemistry and microbiology. Chemistry we see is chemistry 3 in your third year, and chemistry 2, chemistry 1. Microbiology requires micro 3, micro 2. Microbiology is a 2-year major, doesn't have a first year. So it uses chemistry and cell biology. Okay, so what kind of subjects are you wanting to take? Well, you probably don't know, and that's fine. What we've done is we've put together some panel discussions for you. They're going to be taped. You may watch them over and over again. We're going to have a look at what we think are sort of careers or groups of subjects that go together nicely. If you're looking at chemical medical sciences on Monday, Tuesday, we're looking at the life sciences or your biology. I'm a biologist. On Wednesday, we have mathematical, statistical, physical sciences. We have sports science on Wednesday, computing, software development. And on Thursday, we will have earth and environmental science. So there's lots for you to think about. That aren't necessarily going to be long, but there's going to be jam-packed full of useful information for you to make an informed choice about your curriculum. Those of you who are taking extended studies for this year, so you've been registered, going to be registered for BSEF, your curriculum is going to be structured for you, preset for you, so you don't have to go to curriculum approval. However, Professor Ellery will have a talk ready for you to watch at 9 o'clock on Tuesday, and she'd also love to meet you. And so if you can meet in front of the clock tower on the steps on Wednesday, 20 to 10, and Professor Ellery will meet you. I can't stress this enough. Don't do your curriculum approval without knowing what you want to do. Not just what you want to do this year, but also what you want to do later on and what you want to major in. And you'll get an idea from these panel discussions. So take them seriously. You'll be amazed how much you'll learn. Okay, so we have a typical, this is what I want you to start thinking about drafting up there in your handbook which I'm going to be giving you. That handbook has some templates for you to scribble on. We have 3 different years. You're going to be wanting to fill up in your first year, taking 8 semester credits. Okay, so these 8 semester courses for your first year, there will be 6 semester courses for your second year, and there will be 3 semester courses for your third year. Each academic year is worth 120 NQF level credits. So at first year level, they're worth 15 each. 8 15s are 120. They're worth 20 in the second year. So 6 120s make 120, and the third year, they're 30 each. So each semester course is worth 30. And then you can start adding them up and just make it. Now, bear in mind that you are in the BSc allowed to take a non-science course, but it must be from the same department. So you can major in something like psychology and human kinetics and ergonomics, or you can major in law and environmental science. If that's the case, just got to keep an eye on the fact that a non-science second year course is worth fewer NQF level credits. So you're going to have to, instead of taking 6 second year courses here in your second year, you're going to have to take a 7th. So your degree will be worth 365 NQF level credits. Okay. So when we have that non-science major, just keep an eye on adding in those extra courses. We then have what we call a 4-year flexible degree. They start you with 6. And if you do well in the first 3, so at the end of your first semester, if you've done really nicely, I'll give you permission to take a 4th, so you can end up with 7 in your first year. And in your second year, you can take an extra course and you can convert your 3-year degree into a 2-year degree. So an example here would be taking something like cell biology, earth science, and chemistry. These are big classes, but they've got lots of support. If you do really, really nicely on them, then we will give you something else. But what I would like you to do is to fill on all your courses. So with Chemistry 101, we need Chemistry 102. With Cell, we normally take something like Botany. And Earth Science, we have something like Geography. So this will allow you to do Chemistry, Biochemistry. Cell Bot will allow you to do Botany. You can maybe change that to Zoology if you wanted to instead, if you wanted to take fish or insects or general mammals. And Earth Science and Geography is for Geography, Geology, and for Environmental Science. So you do well, you can then get the extra course, and then you can just, in your second year, catch up that extra course, and then you don't have to have a 4th year. And you can finish in 3 years. So that's what we call our flexible degree. It's different pathways to get to this, to succeed. I want you to bear in mind that this is not a sprint. It's like a middle distance race where it takes a bit of time. So if you're taking 4 years, it's not a transformation, don't worry. Within a flexible structure, we have, because chemistry, you've noticed, is needed for everything. We repeat Chemistry 101 in the second semester, but you don't do practicals. We call it Chemistry 1, Repeat 1. So if you don't get through Chemistry 1, for example, you didn't do physical science at school, or you tripped up in exams, there'll be an option for you to repeat it. So you'll carry on with your 4-year degree, but you'll have that Chemistry 1R1. If you're doing a BSc Information Systems, this is what your curriculum will pretty much look like. It's fixed. You don't have an option in the first year. So your curriculum approval is also being covered. You'll be automatically registered for economics, accounting, management, maths, computer science. But you then have to major in computer science, and you can choose what your second major is going to be. So it might be information systems, which most students take, but it could be accounting. Or it could be economics. Those of you on that 4-year extended studies program, there we go. You're going to start off with computer science, maths, and a subject called ISCM, or Introduction to Scientific Concepts and Methods. This has all been fixed for you, and then from year 2, you'll pretty much go into what looks like a 4-year plan. So you'll have a 6 semester courses. And then those become second year subjects and your 3rd year, and then your last year in year 4, you wrap up your majors. So slowly, you will increase the workload as you can cope. There are quite a few of you that have applied for pharmacy and want to get into pharmacy. So we allow you to attempt to get into the pharmacy back door. There are very few places, but there are a couple spaces. So you will take the pharmacy curriculum. So the first semester in pharmacy is actually entirely given by the science faculty. So you will be given Chemistry 101, Cell Biology 101, Computer Science, Computer Literacy, and Mathematics for scientists. And then if you fill in the rest, just in case you don't get into pharmacy, that's kind of what you'll be looking at taking, which will allow you to take chemistry, it will allow you to take zoology, it will allow you to botany to allow you to take ichthyology, and to allow you to take biochemistry and microbiology. So you can do lots and lots of different majors with that curriculum structure. Please note that there are very few students that move into pharmacy because they normally are chock-a-block. At the moment, the Dean of Pharmacy has been rejecting students with over 50 points. So that's the sort of academic level that you're needing to strive for. Okay, so what I want you to do is we're going to have a look at the table. So by this stage, you will be given your handbook. You'll have a look at the tables, see what subjects they are, what prerequisites they are, what your interests are. You have a look at what subjects clash and what can't be taken together. So you'll see the timetable on page 20, and then have a look at what subjects you can't duplicate on. So we have statistics, that we call it baby stats, sort of introductory statistics in the first semester and introductory statistics in the second semester. You can't take both of them. They are the same course. Okay, so let's have a look at our earth sciences, our life sciences, and our non-life sciences. Have a look at, they can overlap. So chemistry and geology go together. Geology has a strong chemical basis to it. Environmental science also has strongly links with the environment, with botany, with zoology. So those boxes don't mean that they have to be kept together. You can mix it a little bit around, and then, or you can also take a subject that's not from the science faculty. So the whole thing here, and this is for O week, us deans are quite pedantic about this because we want you to get that curriculum done properly during O week, and to start thinking seriously about what you're wanting to do. We must work on what you think you might be majoring in. If you change your mind, we are very flexible. Our curriculum allows you to change, but what you need to do is think of multiple majors, and with multiple majors means that you can then have multiple options. And then we work out what the prerequisites are or the co-requisites are, and then we fill in the spaces and try to have a strong, solid first year. I don't want you to go for easy options and telling me I want ARBs and easy subjects. This is a science faculty. You've come to study science. We take studying very seriously in this faculty. And by getting a solid first year means that your second and third year will be absolute doddle. Okay. So if you're looking for options, think of non-core mathematics, non-core physics, non-core computer science, non-core stats. Just something which will give you the ability to analyze data, to be able to just have that little bit of extra strength mathematically to be able to solve your chemical equations. And a little something like physics for electronics or physics, elementary physics. All of these little courses can really assist you and build up a very strong degree. So how do you pick your majors? This is a personal choice. What are you interested in? What career do you want to go into? That's what will determine. So be it a life science, an earth science, a chemical science, a mathematical science, or something that's not science, like anthropology, law, journalism, economics. You'll have a look at clashes, and there will be clashes. So right now, let me just tell you that certain subjects like botany 1 and HKE just clash. Ichthyology and microbiology clash. Geology clashes with biochemistry and entomology. They just clash. I mean, if you look at these, you go, yeah, but these are subjects that don't really live together. They just, yeah, that's just odd. Why would you want to do geology and math stats? You know, just that doesn't make sense. And they don't. So we've tried to structure our timetable to allow the more obvious combinations to be available to you. Remember, we only got 6 periods, and but we have about 14, and we have 14 departments. So, and each department offers more than one course. These clashes will happen, and if they do, they will happen in second year and they will happen in third year. So I'm not going to allow you to have clashes. Just remember that geography and psychology, you can't take them together because they clash, and that's because science tends to have its lectures in the morning and practicals in the afternoons, while humanities don't have any practicals per se, so they have afternoon lectures as well. Avoid geography and psychology 1. Okay, so here we go. Let's go back and revisit our curriculum structure. Here's an idea of having a major in zoology and botany. You can see that where they with 30 semester credit, 30 NQF level credits each, adds up to 120. Zoology 3 needs zoology 2, botany 3 needs botany 2, and then we're going to have some other courses that make up the missing 40. And then we major in zoology and botany, we need that cells, zoo, and botany, so those 3, and chemistry. And then I would recommend maybe taking something like earth science and geography, which allows you to maybe take environmental science instead in your second year. Or you can take geography 2 in your second year. So you got some options. Alternatively, you can have a non-science major. We talked about that this is going to be the 365 credit. So here we go. We have computer science and music, which then become computer science and music in the second year. Have a look. Music is worth 30, not a combined 40 like science, which means we're going to either have to do a 365 credits, or we can even boost it up to 390. So if you're strongly thinking maybe physics, maybe mathematics instead of music, you can take those that will give you options for other majors. Okay. Alternatively, you can take the slightly easier route where you don't have that other double second year course, and you can just have one first year level course of physics. That will give you that level 15, and that gives you your 125. So there's your 365 credits. Here's an example for a Bachelor of Science, Bachelor of Science Foundation. So you start with 60 NQF credits. That increases to 90 in your second year. Then you become a fully fledged second year in your year 3, and then you're fully fledged and you wrap up your majors in your year 4. So there's an example of how to structure a BSCF. However, what I recommend that you do is you have an extra possible major. You don't want to do a 5-year BSc, just a 4-year BSc. If you do a 5-year BSc, your NSFAS will run out. NSFAS will only fund you for 4 years. So rather, if take something else, that maybe Biochemistry 2 or Geography 2 or something like that, which gives you that other option, such that you've got that extra major as a backup. And then the information systems degree, it is fixed. It's a 370 credit degree, and it's fixed. If you go on to, and you'll be able to see the timetable checker. It's online. It's on one of our servers. I've put in 5 different courses so they can fill up on the diagonals. You can see Geography 102, Geography 102, that will be Earth Science 101, is a group 1 subject. So on Monday it's in period 1, Tuesday it's period 2, Wednesday it's period 3, Thursday it's period 4, etc. All of everything's on a diagonal at Rhodes. It's the way that you can actually get more lectures in without clashing, if you do it that way. And then your practicals in the afternoon. And then if there clashes, the timetable checker will tell you. Okay, so assessments. Look, you finished school. There are different ways that your work was assessed, and the different subjects assessed slightly differently. A university is no different. You're going to be assessed continuously, and you're going to be assessed formatively at the end, which are what we call exams. So your continuous assessment will be practicals, tutorials. There will be essays, tests. These will all contribute to a class mark, which counts between 30 and 50% normally of your final mark, and then you'll have some exams. Everything is semesterized in the science faculty, so your exams would write and you will complete the work in June for the first half of the year. You do not go back to that work. Then you start new work in your second semester, then you write exams only on the second semester work. So that's why we semesterized. Then we have supplementary exams, which means that if you have failed, but not too badly, you have the opportunity of writing the exams again, but you have to get a certain level. You can't just completely fail it. You have to have almost passed it to get a supplementary exam. And then, of course, your final mark is a combination of what you've done throughout the year, continuous assessment and examinations. Okay, so people ask you about how do you get your degree in 3 years? How do you get distinctions? How do you get firsts? For us, a pass is 50% and a distinction is 75%. The first thing is to be alert and active in class. It is your degree. It's not my degree. I already have my degrees. I've got quite a few degrees, and I'm not studying for you. You must study for yourself. This is your education. You must take control, and there's something no one can take away from you. So take responsibility for your studies. Ask questions for everything. If you ever get stuck, ask questions. Lecturers love students asking questions. Stick your hand up. This is part and parcel of being active in class. Ask those questions. Do the work beforehand. Get your questions ready for the class. Attend all your lectures. Attend all your practicals. Attend all your tutorials. As I said, at least 40 hours. That might be pushing to 60 hours. I can remember taking computer science where our practicals, whilst our practical would be only for 3 hours, it would take you at least another 10 hours of your own time to complete the practical every week. That's just how long it takes. Manage your time, plan ahead, buy a diary, write things down, have a year planner. The secret about fitting everything in so you're not caught unawares and off guard is to plan, plan and plan. When you get home to res, at the end of the day, file your notes away. Go over your notes in the evening. Keep everything orderly. Once everything's ordered on your desk, I can guarantee you it's going to be ordered in your head too. And ask for help. If you're stuck, ask for help. Ask your lecturers, ask your wardens, ask your senior students. Ask for help. We will give you help. Success and failure. Well, if you do really, really well, we have I have a dean's list. So if you average a distinction, you're on the dean's list. If that's the case, you're probably going to get a fee rebate where you get money back for doing well. And you can be awarded colours and half colours, similar to you at school being awarded colours and half colours. Okay, failure, it's something I don't like to talk of, and I really hope that you don't fail. It makes my life a lot easier. In June, you're going to be expected to write exams or complete 4 different subjects if you're taking a BSc proper, or 5 subjects if you're doing BSc information systems. But come June, if you failed, nothing, well done. It means you've got 4 semester credits in the bank. If you fail one of them, you've got 3 semester credits in the bank. I won't take any action. You fail half, you're going to get a warning from me. And that warning is going to tell you that you have to pass half your subjects for the year, or else you risk being academically excluded. Yeah, you have to pass half. And passing half means getting 50% for at least half. You fail 3, you're going to be required to sit in my office, and I'm going to have a talk with you, and we're going to work out what's going on. And if you fail everything, you probably shouldn't be at university. So you'll be advised to withdraw. You don't have to withdraw, but you'll be advised to withdraw. So what will happen in the last case is I'll reduce the load. You'll be put onto a 4-year plan, and we'll spread your degree out over an extra year. Come November, this is when everything's finalized. I'd like you to see you get 8 out of 8 or 6 out of 6. The reason why it's 6 is an important number is that you need to have 6 semester courses to carry into your second academic year. If you've got 5 or 4, you're going to get a stern letter from me. You'll be put onto academic probation. You're going to have to complete your first year, and I don't want you to be in that position. And even worse, I don't want you to fail more than half. So if you've only passed 3 or less, you will be excluded from the university, and you may appeal, but your appeal might not be successful for coming back. So you want to aim for a minimum of 6, and I'm sure that you can get it. So in summary for this, you need to at least get 4 semester courses to stay in the faculty, and you need to have at least 6 or more courses to move on to second year. Then later on, you need to have at least 10 semester courses to get into third year, and then you have to pass half. The secret of success in the BSc is to work harder than you've ever thought you can work for the first year, such that you can get those 8 semester courses. Once you can get that, then you've set the foundation for success in later years. So just a reminder, for you to attend the panel discussions and to join in the curriculum talk on Wednesday, ensure that by Friday morning you know what you want to do, such that you know what the roadmap is, so you have a plan for the next couple of years of growth. Lastly, I want to conclude and to say that I want you to imagine being on stage, looking at your parents, looking at your guardians, looking at their chests swelling up with pride as you walk over the stage, perhaps being the first person in your family getting a degree. So I want to say goodbye. My office is always open. Ms. Sunday and I, or Prof. Darmus and Mrs. Siri will help you. You're not here by yourself and alone. We get to know you by name. And I wish you all the best. Work hard, prepare properly, go to your classes having done the work, and you'll be successful. And all the best.